This is Ian Cameron for Sportsbook Review with your college basketball play of the day for Tuesday, January the 10th. We're going to talk about a huge ACC battle, the Duke Blue Devils taking on the Florida State Seminoles, and I am high on the Florida State Seminoles. I have been all season long. Leonard Hamilton, not my favorite coach by any stretch of the imagination. You always have to hold your breath if the game is close. Is this guy going to be able to coach tactily? In terms of his tactics, is he going to be able to do the things necessary to, draw up a play out of a timeout, make some adjustments with his rotation, put a guy in off the bench at the right time to maybe change the momentum of the game. Just the little things, the intangibles of coaching basketball. Sometimes I have a concern that Leonard Hamilton's not the greatest at doing those things. But one thing I do like about Leonard Hamilton this year is his basketball team. I really like what I see from Florida State. This is a deep team, one of the deeper benches and deeper teams he's had here at Florida State. They have a tremendous starting five. Dwayne Bacon, a tremendous shooter. Tremendous scorer for them. Xavier Rattan-Mays is back. Michael Ojo, Jonathan Isaac, two guys that can really be a dominant force in the paint area, in that front court. So there's a lot to like here about Florida State. Really, there is. This is a very good basketball team, a team that is 15-1 straight up on the season, 10-4 against the spread, which is impressive because I think people were high on Florida State. I think the betting markets were high on Florida State, and yet they have been able to be a point spread profit producer for their backers this season. So they've still remained a little bit of an undervalued commodity here, this Seminoles team, and they haven't lost at home here in Tallahassee, 11-0 here at home, and laying a short number here, 2.5, to a Duke team that I do have some concerns about. I mean, when you look at this Duke Blue Devils team, they've only played 2 true road games. One was at UNLV. UNLV's way down. I mean, Marvin Menzies has a huge rebuilding job going there with the Rebels, so that's not really much of an impressive road win for Duke. The other one was at Virginia Tech, and they had their doors blown off, 89-75 loss as road favorites in that game for Duke. Now, they didn't have Grayson Allen. He was out with the suspension in that basketball game. I get that, and with 2 games with him back, Georgia Tech and Boston College at home, Duke gets double-digit victories in those 2 games, but those 2 teams stink. I mean, Georgia Tech isn't very good. Josh Pastner, talk about coaches I don't like. Josh Pastner, oh my goodness, what was Georgia Tech thinking hiring him? He can't get the job done as far as I'm concerned. Boston College, again, another team with issues. So this is going to be their true test here, Duke. And Duke is a banged-up basketball team. Sure, they got Grayson Allen back recently, but boy, Emil Jefferson, he's out with a foot injury for this game. Chase Jeter, a key bench guy for this Duke team, he may not play in this basketball game. He's dealing with an ankle injury. There's a couple other guys currently questionable. So Duke, all of a sudden, the injuries are a concern here. And the real concern is the Emil Jefferson injury, at that forward position, because Florida State has size. Florida State has length. And my concern here for Duke is that they might be up against it from a rebounding perspective. They might be up against it here from a size and, defense in the paint perspective. I think, Florida State's going to be able to shut off the rim, big rim protectors against this Duke team, but I'm not sure Duke is going to be able to prevent Florida State from getting easy putbacks, easy buckets, off rebounds, and crashing the glass. If I'm Florida State, that's what I'm looking to do because I feel I do have a size advantage here a little bit against this Duke team. And I think it might show here in this basketball game. Duke's a great team. There's no question. When they have all their parts on the floor together, they are a national championship contender come March. There's no denying that. If Grayson Allen can get his head on straight, stop doing this stupid, shitty antics of his with the tripping guys with his sticking his leg out. That's ridiculous. Grow up, boy. Grow up. That's totally asinine. That's totally uncalled for. You're obviously a good basketball player. Don't be a damn moron. Okay? Stop with the crazy antics. All right? Stop trying to trip guys. Stop trying to injure guys. Grow up. Play basketball. Okay? I hope he doesn't play basketball tonight because I'm going against his team. Let's get to it. Play of the day, Florida State. I'm going to lay the 2.5 here with Florida State. Rotation number 544. I believe in this team. They're amped up for this game. Home game against Duke. And I like the situation here where, Florida State lost both games against Duke just the one game last year they played against Duke, 80-65. Now they're in revenge mode. Usually teams that are home favorites and playing a team that they lost to last season. That's been a pretty good ATS angle this season so far. I think that angle continues here with Florida State. I think they get the win, and I think they get the win by enough of a margin to cash our ticket at this price. Let's take Florida State minus 2.5 over Duke. That's your play of the day for college basketball for Tuesday, January the 10th.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SBR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.